Yeah, I thought the character we've shown from going 1-0 down, we didn't play particularly well in that first game, and yet I still believe we should have won. We got ourselves in a couple of positions to win that game. But the standard we showed in those last two games, we really put them under some pressure and played well. And I expect nothing different from the Test matches.
The way that they play their cricket and the way they approach their cricket, they always build themselves as underdogs, but they're an exceptionally talented team. They've got some exceptionally talented players. As we saw through the One Day in 2020 series, that on their day they're a match for anyone.
Very combative. It's tough out there, and in one day cricket, one guy can change it. They've certainly got those danger men who can take the games away from you in a session or two.
Guys like Ross Taylor, he's in a bit of good form with the bat, and McCullum's in good form with the bat.
And they beat us quite comprehensively twice in both series. So, we have to be wary. But I think that if we stick to what we know and we stick to the principles that we know work well for us, I think that will stand us in good stead for this Test series.
I mean, we've had a tough 2020 series and a tough one-day series so far. We know with New Zealand you always get fighting tough cricketers, and it's been a challenge, but we've managed to overcome that in the first two series. And coming into the Test match series, we need to sort of reset our focus and make sure we hit the ground running with the red ball.
Yeah, we're gonna have to be like we have been in the past, very efficient and ruthless, and hopefully we can outskill them.
I think New Zealand will be a challenge. Obviously, anyone in their own backyard is a challenge. But I think that if we stick true to how we know we can play, and if we execute our skills and deliver the performances that we know we can, I think it's going to be a good tour for us.
The grounds are very small over here for one, and they didn't really build any cricket grounds. They just built rugby pitches and put wickets on in the middle of them. The wickets are flat over here. They don't do anything for the seamers or spinners, so I'm expecting fairly high scoring Test matches, and hopefully with 5 days cricket it's long enough to bowl teams out twice.
They are very different. Drop-in pitches are different, just in general, without having a square. But yeah, I'll say the conditions are quite similar to England. But I say that home advantage is key in one way, because they're used to playing in these grounds and they know the conditions, they know the pitch. We kind of having to find that out as we go. But that's no different when a side comes to play in England.
But we're in a good place. I think players are confident. Guys are enjoying the tour, enjoying themselves, and I think when you do that, you always play better cricket.
Honestly, they just don't do bacon properly over here. It's all streaky back bacon.
And I think we played some really good cricket. Leading into this Test series, we have momentum from winning those two series, and the new guys that have come in for the Test matches will reinvigorate us to refocus and try and win these Test matches. So really looking forward to it, and hopefully these next 3 weeks will be enjoyable.
Ideally, I don't sit staring at the sun at 9:30 in the morning. Thanks, Barney. But no, yeah, it's the most glorious place in the world, isn't it? I'm lucky enough to live over here a few years back, so I fell in love with it then, and I'm still in love with it now. It's absolutely glorious.